Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today, we're exploring the fascinating world of the Liberty United States of America 1 dime coins, the small silver coins with a big story and even bigger value. These classic Liberty dimes, especially the Mercury and Roosevelt dimes, are some of the most collected and valuable coins in American history, holding secrets of silver, mint errors, and rare dates that could make you rich overnight. In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable and rare Liberty 1 dime coins that every collector dreams of finding. From the 1916 D Mercury dime worth thousands to the rare 1942-41 overdate, and even the full bands and proof varieties that can bring massive auction prices in today's market. So don't miss a second. Grab your old coin collections, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell icon, because we're about to reveal the top Liberty 1 dime coins that could turn a simple 10-cent piece into a life-changing treasure. The 1944 Mercury 1 dime, also known as the Winged Liberty Head dime, is one of the most breathtaking and historically rich coins ever minted in the United States. This beautiful silver coin, small yet powerful in design and symbolism, represents not just monetary value, but a story of courage, artistry, and the American dream during the final years of World War II. Designed by the great sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, the coin features Lady Liberty wearing a wing cap, a striking symbol of freedom of thought and the unbreakable spirit of a nation at war. The reverse side proudly displays a fasces wrapped in olive branches, representing strength and peace. Yet, beyond its artistic brilliance, the 1944 Mercury dime carries unimaginable worth in today's world of coin collecting, where rare variations and pristine examples have fetched prices soaring into thousands, and in some rare cases, hundreds of thousands of dollars. This tiny silver coin, worth just 10 cents when minted, could now be the key to a life-changing fortune if you possess the right one. The 1944 Mercury dime was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Each mint produced millions of coins, but time, circulation, and rarity have made certain versions incredibly valuable today. The most famous among them are the full bands Mercury dimes, where the horizontal lines on the fasces on the reverse side are fully struck and separated, a sign of an exceptionally sharp and high-quality strike. These coins are rare because most dimes from that era were produced in a hurry, resulting in weaker strikes. A 1944 Mercury dime in mint condition with full bands can bring a staggering price at auction, sometimes surpassing $25,000 to $100,000, depending on its grade and shine. Collectors from around the world compete fiercely to own one, turning this humble silver coin into a symbol of prestige and wealth. What adds to the excitement and value of the 1944 Mercury dime are the minting errors that occurred during production. Some coins were struck off-center, others on a wrong metal planchet, and a few even showed double dies, small yet dramatic flaws that turn an ordinary coin into a priceless rarity. One of the most legendary errors is the 1944 Mercury dime struck on a copper planchet, which should have been used for a penny. These accidental creations are exceedingly rare and can sell for astonishing amounts, sometimes over $150,000, depending on their condition. Minting errors have always fascinated collectors, not only for their rarity, but also because they capture a fleeting mistake frozen in metal, a moment in minting history that transforms a common coin into an irreplaceable artifact. The Mercury dime's power to captivate collectors extends far beyond its monetary worth. It is a piece of American identity. Minted from 1916 until 1945, it witnessed one of the most dynamic periods in modern history. The 1944 edition, struck during the final stretch of World War II, carries immense emotional and patriotic significance. Every coin minted that year was a silent tribute to the resilience and unity of the American people. Today, owning a 1944 Mercury dime isn't just about collecting silver. It's about holding a tangible piece of history, a coin that has survived decades and still shines as a symbol of endurance and national pride. That historical depth adds an emotional layer to its financial value, and collectors worldwide are willing to pay enormous sums to own this timeless masterpiece. But America isn't the only country where old coins have transformed lives. Rare Australian bicentennial coins, for instance, have stunned the numismatic world with their incredible prices. Some of these coins, minted in limited quantities or with unique errors, have sold for millions at auction, like the Mercury dime. They represent heritage, rarity, and the everlasting charm of metal turned into art. These coins, both American and Australian, prove that the smallest pieces of history can hold the most astonishing wealth. A simple coin once used in everyday trade could now pay for a mansion, a collection of cars, or even an early retirement. That's the magic of numismatics, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Imagine this. A dusty old box in her attic, an envelope filled with forgotten coins, or a handful of change passed down from your grandparents. Among them could be a 1944 Mercury dime, worth more than you could ever imagine. Many people have unknowingly spent or traded away these treasures without realizing their true value. A tiny mint mark, a flawless surface, or a unique error could mean the difference between 10 cents and $10,000. That's why coin experts and collectors advise everyone to check their old coins carefully, because hidden fortunes often lie where you least expect them. Every Mercury dime tells a story, but some tell stories worth millions. The market for rare coins like the 1944 Mercury dime continues to boom, with collectors and investors driving prices higher each year. Coins in high grades, especially those certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, attract global attention and record-breaking bids. In pristine mint state condition, these dimes gleam with a silvery brilliance that enchants collectors and investors alike. As silver prices rise and historical coins grow rarer, the 1944 Mercury dime has become both a collector's dream and an investment opportunity. For those lucky enough to find one, it's not just a coin. It's a piece of living history that could secure your financial future. There's something almost magical about holding a Mercury dime from 1944 in your hand. It's a whisper from the past, a survivor from an era of courage and unity. Whether found in a family collection, a thrift store, or hidden away in an old savings jar, it represents a direct link to the people and events that shaped the 20th century. For some, it's simply a beautiful piece of silver, but for others, it's the beginning of an incredible journey toward wealth and discovery. That's why collectors all over the world continue to search, hoping to find that perfect, flawless dime that could change everything. So before you overlook that small, shiny coin, remember that the 1944 Mercury dime could be your key to unimaginable fortune. In today's market, these coins have reached extraordinary heights. Their price is fueled by rarity, beauty, and history. Don't spend it, don't trade it, and don't let it slip away unnoticed. Because what looks like an ordinary dime might just be your ticket to becoming a millionaire. The 1944 Mercury dime is more than just currency. It's a masterpiece of American art, a testament to endurance, and a treasure that continues to shine through the pages of history. Hold on to it, because that tiny piece of silver might carry the power to change your life forever. The 1928 Mercury 1 dime, also known as the Wing Liberty Head dime, stands as one of the most iconic and breathtaking pieces of American coinage history. Minted during a time when the United States was thriving in the Roaring '20s, this small silver coin carries a legacy of beauty, craftsmanship, and hidden fortune. Designed by the renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, the Mercury dime features Lady Liberty wearing a wing cap, a powerful symbol of freedom of thought and progress. The reverse side displays a fasces wrapped in olive branches, representing both unity and peace, a message deeply resonant with America's identity. Though it was worth only 10 cents when first minted, the 1928 Mercury dime has become a treasure among collectors. In today's coin market, pristine examples of this coin, especially those with rare characteristics, can command prices that soar into the tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, transforming an ordinary pocket change piece into an unimaginable fortune. The year 1928 was an important one for coin collectors, as it produced Mercury dimes from 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver D; and San Francisco S. Among these, the 1928 S Mercury dime holds particular mystique and rarity. Minted in smaller quantities and often poorly struck, this version is one of the hardest to find in high-grade condition. Collectors treasure for its scarcity, and when it appears in gem mint state, especially with full band on the fasces, it can sell for jaw-dropping amounts. The full bands designation means the bands around the fasces are sharply and completely struck, a sign of superior mint quality. Because such perfect strikes were uncommon in 1928, finding one today is like uncovering buried treasure. At major auctions, a flawless 1928 Mercury dime has fetched prices as high as $70,000 or more, and demand for it only continues to grow as time goes on. But the real magic of the 1928 Mercury dime doesn't stop with rarity alone. It lies in the incredible minting errors and varieties that turn an ordinary coin into a numismatic legend. Some 1928 dimes were struck with double dies, where the design appears slightly doubled, giving them a distinct and mesmerizing look. Others were struck off-center or on the wrong planchet. Rare accidents that make them unique, one-of-a-kind collectibles. These minting anomalies have driven collectors into a frenzy, as error coins from the Mercury dime series can easily reach values in the tens of thousands depending on condition and visibility of the error. A coin once spent at a candy store in the 1930s might now be worth enough to buy a luxury car or even a house. That's the wonder of numismatics. Hidden fortunes often lie in the smallest details, waiting to be discovered by a sharp eye and a lucky heart. Every 1928 Mercury dime also tells a story in America full of optimism before the storm of the Great Depression. It circulated to the hands of hard-working men and women, businesses, and families who could never imagine that this simple silver coin would one day become a highly sought-after artifact of prosperity and resilience. Holding a 1928 Mercury dime today is like holding a time capsule, a glimpse into an era of jazz, invention, and ambition. For collectors, this emotional and historical connection adds depth to its financial value. The coin's appeal goes far beyond its silver content. It is a symbol of enduring hope and craftsmanship, a tribute to an America that believed in progress and liberty. When collectors speak of unimaginable worth, the 1928 Mercury dime embodies that phrase perfectly. In today's market, with the growing popularity of coin collecting and the rising value of silver, this dime has become a powerhouse of investment potential. High-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC are among the most desirable, often fetching premium prices at prestigious auctions. Even slightly circulated versions can be worth far more than face value, sometimes hundreds of dollars, depending on condition. But it's the rare mint-condition coins with sharp details, perfect luster, and that elusive full-band strike that can elevate their value into the realm of the extraordinary, where prices can break records and change lives overnight. Many collectors who found fortune through coins often began unknowingly. A forgotten jar of coins, an inherited collection, or a random coin picked up at a flea market. The 1928 Mercury dime could very well be one of those silent treasures hidden in plain sight. Its small size often deceives people, but those who recognize its worth understand its power. Experts always remind coin enthusiasts and everyday people alike, before you spend or sell any old dimes, examine them closely. The tiniest detail, a mint mark, a sharper strike, or a faint doubling, could be the key that unlocks a life-changing discovery. Your old dime might not just be 10 cents. It could be your gateway to wealth beyond imagination. Interestingly, the fascination with rare coins like the 1928 Mercury dime has spread beyond America. Around the world, collectors have turned old national coins into symbols of history and status. In Australia, bicentennial coins have amazed the numismatic community with their record-breaking auction results, often selling for millions due to their limited mintage and unique designs. Similarly, Jefferson nickels with rare errors or bicentennial varieties have proven to be hidden treasures, with some coins valued at prices most people would never believe. These examples show how even the smallest metal pieces can become global treasures, pieces of history that appreciate in value while representing a nation's heritage. The beauty of the Mercury dime lies not only in its value, but also in its artistic brilliance. Adolph Weinman's design remains one of the most admired in American coinage. The delicate yet powerful image of liberty, wings on her cap symbolizing thought and freedom, gives the coin a timeless grace. It's a masterpiece of miniature sculpture, admired by historians, artists, and collectors alike. Each 1928 dime carries a legacy of artistic excellence and patriotic pride, a shining reminder that great design never fades. It only grows more revered with time. This emotional and aesthetic connection makes the coin more than just a collectible. It's a piece of American soul preserved in silver. So before you overlook that small, shiny dime sitting in a drawer, take a closer look. It might be a 1928 Mercury dime worth a fortune. Its beauty, rarity, and history make it one of the most desirable coins ever minted, capable of changing your life overnight. In today's market, where collectors and investors are constantly seeking the next great treasure, this coin shines like the 1919 Mercury 1 dime. A tiny piece of silver that has survived more than a century is one of those rare coins that carries a story of mystery, beauty, and unimaginable worth. Minted in the years following World War I, this coin represents an era when America was rebuilding, dreaming, and moving forward. Designed by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, the Mercury dime features Lady Liberty with wings on her cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and the spirit of progress that defined the early 20th century. But beyond its artistic brilliance, the 1919 Mercury dime hides treasures far beyond its face value. Some rare variants and error-struck coins from that year have fetched astronomical sums in auctions, amounts that could turn ordinary people into overnight millionaires. The secret lies in rarity, condition, and detail, three things that can elevate a 10-cent coin to a piece of priceless history. In 1919, the United States Mint produced Mercury dimes at three different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. Among these, the 1919 D, and especially the 1919 S Mercury dimes, are considered the true gems of the collection. The San Francisco Mint, in particular, had a smaller production that year, and due to weak strikes and circulation wear, finding a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition today is almost impossible. That's why collectors and investors chase after those few surviving examples in full bands condition, coins that show perfectly defined horizontal lines on the fasces on the reverse side. A 1919 S Mercury dime with full bands can easily command values soaring into the tens of thousands of dollars, and at major auctions, prices exceeding $100,000 have been recorded for perfect specimens. Imagine owning a dime that could buy you a luxury car, a new home, or even change your financial future forever. What makes the 1919 Mercury dime even more fascinating is the variety of rare minting errors discovered from that year. Some coins were struck slightly off-center, creating unusual and collectible visual effects, while others have double dies where parts of the design, like the date or lettering, appear faintly duplicated. These small, accidental flaws have become golden tickets in the world of coin collecting. Even a minor doubling or misalignment can skyrocket a coin's value into extraordinary figures. A single 1919 Mercury dime with an exceptional error could be worth thousands or even tens of thousands, depending on condition and rarity. Collectors across the world search tirelessly for these elusive treasures, knowing that a lucky find in an old drawer or coin jar could be their key to unimaginable wealth. The 1919 dime also holds deep historical value that adds to its allure. It was minted in the aftermath of World War I, a time when the United States was emerging as a global power. Every coin minted that year carries the spirit of hope, recovery, and the promise of a new beginning. These dimes were used in everyday transactions, buying bread, paying for train rides, or saving for family needs. They passed through the hands of soldiers returning from war, factory workers, and young families building their dreams in a new America. Holding a 1919 Mercury dime today is like holding a living piece of that era, a fragment of history, preserved in silver. That emotional connection is one of the reasons collectors are willing to pay such enormous prices to own one. Over time, the demand for high-quality 1919 Mercury dimes has grown stronger than ever. As more collectors enter the market and as silver values continue to rise, the worth of these coins keeps climbing. A coin that once bought a loaf of bread could now buy an entire bakery. The fascination with this coin isn't just about money, it's about legacy. People love the idea of owning something rare, beautiful, and historic. Coin experts believe that as surviving high-grade specimens become even rarer, the value of the 1919 Mercury dime will continue to soar, possibly breaking future auction records. This is why collectors say, don't sell too soon and don't underestimate its power. The Mercury dime is not just a collectible, it's a piece of wealth hidden in plain sight. And while the 1919 Mercury dime reigns supreme among U.S. silver coins, the global coin market has also been buzzing with similar treasures. Rare Australian bicentennial coins, for example, have stunned collectors worldwide with million-dollar sales. Likewise, certain Jefferson nickel bicentennial coins have revealed their own hidden value, shocking people who once thought them as ordinary. The coin world is full of surprises, and the Mercury dime stands at its heart as a timeless reminder that fortune can be found where you least expect it. That's why enthusiasts and investors alike are advised to look closely, because even a coin from your childhood collection could hold a secret fortune. One of the reasons a 1919 Mercury dime captivates collectors so much is its design. Adolph Weinman's artistry turned a common coin into a masterpiece. Lady Liberty's youthful wing profile isn't just an image. It's a symbol of enlightenment and free thought. The reverse design, with its fasces bound by olive branches, is equally powerful, a message that strength and peace must exist together. This blend of artistry and symbolism gives a Mercury dime an emotional depth that few coins can match. Each coin feels alive, telling a silent story of freedom, unity, and progress. When collectors hold a 1919 Mercury dime, they're not just holding silver, they're holding a work of art that has withstood a century of history. But the real thrill comes from the idea that one of these coins could still be out there, waiting to be discovered. Every year, new stories emerge of people finding rare coins in inherited collections, thrift shops, or even pocket change. Some have unknowingly spent small fortunes because they didn't realize what they had. The 1919 Mercury dime teaches a valuable lesson. Never underestimate the power of what looks ordinary. That old coin sitting in a dusty jar could be worth more than gold, more than diamonds, and more than you could ever imagine. It could be the coin that transforms your life overnight, the spark that ignites your fortune. So before you dismiss those old coins in your collection, take a closer look. One of them might be the legendary 1919 Mercury, 1 dime. With its century-old beauty, stunning design, and unbelievable market value, it remains one of America's most powerful numismatic treasures. A coin that once symbolized freedom and progress now stands as a beacon of prosperity and hidden wealth. Whether you're a collector, a dreamer, or simply someone fascinated by history, the Mercury dime reminds us that even the smallest things can hold the greatest value. That little silver dime could be the bridge between your past and your future. A forgotten coin with the power to change your fortune forever. The 1937 Mercury 1 dime, a small piece of silver with wings of liberty, stands today as one of the most remarkable and sought-after coins in the numismatic world. Minted in the later years of the Great Depression, this coin carries a story of struggle, hope, and artistic perfection. Crafted by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, the Mercury dime features Lady Liberty wearing a wing cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and progress, ideals that kept America strong even in its hardest days. While its face value was only 10 cents, the 1937 Mercury dime has become a treasure of unimaginable worth. Some rare versions and error-struck coins from this year have achieved jaw-dropping prices at auctions, turning what was once a simple coin into a key that could unlock incredible fortune. The beauty, rarity, and mystery of this coin have made it one of the most admired pieces in U.S. coinage history. In 1937, the United States Mint struck the Mercury dime in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Among these, the 1937 S Mercury dime is the true star of the show. Minted in smaller numbers and often weakly struck, it's a coin that serious collectors dream of finding in pristine mint condition. Those rare specimens that survive without scratches, wear, or handling have become immensely valuable. The highest quality examples, particularly those with the highly coveted full bands on the fasces, where the horizontal lines are completely visible and crisp, can reach auction prices of over $50,000. That's the power of rarity in the world of coins. A simple 10-cent piece, if preserved perfectly, can command the price of a luxury car or even a down payment on a mansion. But what truly makes the 1937 Mercury dime fascinating are the extraordinary minting errors that occasionally occurred during production. Some coins were struck off-center, others displayed double die features, and a few even show faint misalignments or die cracks that make them one of a kind. These rare minting mistakes, invisible to the untrained eye, can multiply a coin's value several times over. For instance, a 1937 Mercury dime with a prominent double die strike could sell for thousands of dollars, even in lightly circulated condition. Every unique flaw tells a story, a glimpse into the unpredictable nature of minting during that time. These rare variants have turned ordinary collectors into overnight millionaires. If you happen to find one of these exceptional pieces tucked away in an old drawer, you might be holding a fortune in your hands without even realizing it. What adds even more magic to the 1937 Mercury dime is its deep connection to history. America was still clawing its way out of the Great Depression, and every dime had meaning. It represented hard work, survival, and hope. For millions of people, a dime could buy a loaf of bread, a few gallons of gas, or even a meal for a struggling family. Holding a 1937 dime today is like touching the soul of that era, a time when Americans persevered through hardship with courage and determination. That sense of history gives this coin an emotional weight beyond its material value. It's not just silver. It's a relic of human resilience, and collectors feel that energy the moment they hold it. The design of the Mercury dime itself is a masterpiece that captures the imagination. Weinman's portrayal of liberty, youthful, elegant, and crowned with wings, became one of the most beautiful images ever placed on U.S. currency. The reverse side, featuring the fasces wrapped in olive branches, conveys a powerful message: strength through unity and peace through justice. This blend of art and symbolism elevates the Mercury dime from currency to sculpture. It's a coin that doesn't just represent money. It represents American ideals. That's why even those who aren't coin collectors find themselves mesmerized by its charm. When you see the shine of a well-preserved 1937 Mercury dime, you're looking at a miniature monument to American artistry and freedom. Over the decades, the value of the 1937 Mercury dime has skyrocketed, driven by both collectors and investors who recognize its enduring appeal. As time passes, fewer uncirculated examples remain, and the demand continues to rise. Even moderately circulated coins can fetch impressive sums, hundreds of dollars or more, especially those with clear details and natural luster. But the real treasures are the top-grade coins, preserved like time capsules, that still bear the brilliance of their original minting. In auctions and private sales, these dimes are not just traded as collectibles. They're treated as assets, as secure and precious as gold. With silver prices rising and historical coins becoming scarcer, experts believe that the 1937 Mercury dime's value will continue to soar for generations to come. Beyond its value in money, the 1937 Mercury dime has a mystical quality that draws people to it. It reminds collectors that fortune often hides in the smallest and most unexpected places. There have been countless stories of people discovering rare dimes in old piggy banks, jars of change, or inherited collections. Coins that turned out to be worth life-changing amounts. That's the thrill of numismatics. The endless possibility that a single coin could hold a secret fortune. The 1937 Mercury dime stands as a symbol of that dream, a whisper from history, reminding us that even something as small as a dime can possess unimaginable power. Interestingly, while the Mercury dime reigns among U.S. treasures, collectors around the world share a similar passion for rare coins. Australian bicentennial coins, for example, have sold for millions due to their rarity and historical importance. Even Jefferson nickel bicentennial coins from the U.S. have amazed collectors with their unexpected worth. These parallels across countries show how coin collecting transcends borders. It's not just a hobby, but a universal hunt for history and hidden fortune. The 1937 Mercury dime is a shining example of that global fascination, proving that what was once just small change can become a timeless treasure. So before you overlook the coin sitting quietly in your drawers or boxes, take a moment to look closer, because one of them might be your golden ticket. The 1937 Mercury one dime is more than just an old coin. It's a symbol of beauty, resilience, and prosperity. It carries the heart of America's past and the promise of a wealthy future. Whether you're a seasoned collector, a curious beginner, or simply someone holding on to an old family coin, remember this. Fortune often hides in plain sight. That tiny silver dime could be the key to changing your destiny forever. A small coin with an enormous story and unimaginable worth.